All right, what up? It's episode 0 of the show with no name. How's it going? I'm your host, Ken, and we got some homies backstage, but we're going to get the joke out of the way right off the bat. And where'd it go? Let me see. Okay, hold on. Got to get to it. All right. What do you call a lesbian with fat fingers? Well hung. And we're going to double up because it's the first show. Why not? What do we play with at nights that vibrates? Get your minds out the gutter. It's just a cell phone. Jeez. Let's play the sponsors video and then we'll get the guys out here. So here's a word from our. All right. Who we got backstage? No, we got the homie Stan. Brother.
What's good? What's good?
What's up, dude?
It's the Zero Show to let me know what. Nada.
It's a 0 show with no names. We're just going to do an open panel until I decide to name it something and go with something. I mean, it could just be the LMK show instead of the Let Me Know show. I mean,
you heard.
I don't know. Who else we got back there? Brother Nick. What up, dude?
What's up?
What's up, everyone? I'll put the link down in the chat.
That Sundog over there.
Yeah, I got Sundog on tonight.
Yeah.
Over here.
There you go. There you go.
I'll drop the link in the chat for
got this one right here.
Southeast Reptile Expo, Bob Show. I have a feeling that's slowly becoming the Super Bowl of the reptile shows. Like that was Henley, but I don't know. From what I hear, Bob Vu shows, they're kicking.
It was pretty nice. Different venue than the last one that we went to. But yeah. I guess the next one's August 9th and 10th.
Mm-hmm. Who's out there? Who we got out there? We got Greg from River Reptile.
Where did he disappear?
What up, Greg? How you been, brother?
Questioning that.
Nick double dipping. We like the double dippers around here. Kryptonite Dreams. What's up, dude?
What's up, Kryptonite?
Kryptonite.
Every
time I hear that, I just think of that 3 Doors Down song.
Green Line. And I wanted to save this talk till I come to him. What do you guys think of that intro? I think it's pretty rocking.
I think it's rocking and rolling.
I mean, I think it suits.
Yes, sir.
I think it suits. And the homie Jay from Green Line made that. So down here,
hey, don't forget, man, go over and buy your shirts.
Yeah, and he's got that shirt.
No words. Come on now. Y'all get over to fatman.com and buy those shirts and
actions
help
not
the vets.
Something like that.
Help the vets.
Do you know, man? What's up, dude? Jason. I ain't got your name.
What's up, Jason?
Maybe. I have to skip over Brave. Can't do that.
Let's go, Brave.
What up, Brave? How's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. Blakers, what's up, dude?
The Blakers.
Nice to see you. You was there at the first Let Me Know show. Don't surprise me. You're here at the first of the whatever show. It's the show. Will, what up, Will?
Let's go, Will.
One of the sponsors.
It's the Zero No Show.
That's the name.
We'll let you know show. Sammy, what's up, dude?
Sammy's so cool.
Glad to see you.
What up, Sammy?
We got more Forge. Jamie, part of the Forge fam.
Jamie.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, look, he posted.
What's up, Casey?
You'll get to it. He posted it. Yeah.
Reptiles. What's up, dude?
Hold up. Let's see where you're at. Hold on.
I'm an Reptiles. About 3/4 of the way up.
Okay, hold on. Right there is if anybody in the chat could help out, we'd appreciate that. We'd really appreciate it.
T-shirt.
right spot.
Great
Deeds,
support.
not words.
Jumps.
Deeds, not words. I know it was something deeds.
Let me jump you back up here to
No, I'm right
you,
above you. Great blast is
What?
the next person. I got you.
Okay.
I scrolled
Hey
down
there.
until I got
All right.
blast. What's up, dude?
All right, Slick
Next
Willie.
person in the room.
You got it. You got it.
You was right on cue, dude. What up, Jim?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
And we're caught up, so you could take over anyways.
Oh, so it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, I mean,
You forgot the brother Vance.
Oh, I did. Shit.
Oh
See?
my Lanta. Come on, man.
See, look, I'm off the week and I forget how to do this shit already. See? I'm out of practice. But I mainly I just wanted to come on tonight just because last week I was sitting around Tuesday night, like I felt weird. I felt like I should be somewhere else. I didn't like that feeling. So I said, until I'm ready to go with everything, I'm just going to do open panels and lives and come on and talk to my friends about reptiles and, have fun while we're doing it. But one of the topics I wanted to bring up tonight is, did you guys watch RTI's video they just released tonight? Probably not. But they was talking about a circumstance that happens in these breedings that I come across myself. I bought a snake like it, and I made a snake that has the red eyes. Like, there's no form of albino in these snakes, and they have red eyes. The highway that I made, it's, it was an ivory to a gravel that's clown head ultra male, the gravel is. And I made the highway that has red retinas. And they didn't say that the yellow belly complex can have it. They said that the Bell complex is tied to red eyes, which would explain my black pastel bamboo ultramel. It has the bamboo gene in it. So in circumstances, I guess, I mean, they could cause red eyes. They don't know these circumstances, but these red eyes are tied to different.
What's up, John?
What up, Mission? How's it going, dude? But that's just fascinating. Here's another thing that's just in the mix that can happen with our snakes with no rhyme or reason. You know what I mean?
Well, I think sometimes there's genes that we just don't know about unless you test for every single gene, like a full panel test. You know what I mean? Like, and you also got to remember, you got to go back. Like, if you didn't pair it last year, or you paired it last year, did it lay? Did it not lay? What was the pairing? You know what I mean? Because did it retain sperm? Like, a lot of that, I think people forget, you know what I mean? And they go, oh, look, I got this crazy, and I don't know how because it was just this and this, but you got to kind of like go back. Like, even instance for the geckos, like when I did them last year, I got 3 hatchlings. All 3 of them are different. One kind of looks like mom a little bit. One don't look like either one of the parents. And one doesn't even look like it even has any of the genes of either parent in it whatsoever.
Right.
Like, just total wild. And I think, like, the snakes are kind of the same instance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that it's popping up in a lot of these complexes. Like the Bell complex, the yellow belly complex, and they said that the cinnamon
That's
complex
fact,
could be
right?
linked to it, and they also said banana that they think that is linked to it. But yeah, there's always something going on in these genes that make us scratch our heads. You're absolutely right, Greg. But I don't know. It kind of answered some questions for me, mainly because I bought that black pastel bamboo ultramel from Cal Hoffman, and shout out to that guy for putting up with my questions. But I question that thing having like another form of albino, or is it caramel? 100. I mean, that's exaggerating. Probably realistically 5 to 10 times. But the guy's put up with me asking him questions about it, like, and not has lost his shit on me. And that's just appreciative. And this kind of explains it a little bit. What's up, Shauna?
What up, Shauna?
It's funny.
You know what I mean? That kind of just justifies it and explains it to me a little bit. Because, it's an ultra male with pink eyes. What are you going to think if you get an ultra male with pink eyes? This either has caramel in it or other form of albino. And that's not necessarily the case. Just strange. Nick, what are you doing down there? You look like you're sleeping.
I am social mediaing right now. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, you down there sleeping on my boy?
No, I'm not.
OMG.
I'm social mediaing right now.
That's what I was wondering if it has
But
something.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
got
I've
head
seen
albino
snakes
gene.
that definitely have the red eyes or the reddish tint eyes that are not albinos. But I mean,
Well, that's what I mean. Both of mine is an albino and a het. It has het albino in it. And thinking about it, that guy that they was showing on air, he started with a het lab was in there somewhere, so it could be the het for an albino gene that causes it. And that's interesting.
I mean, you
What
could
up,
always.
Big Tank? What's going on?
What up, Big Tank?
You're thinking the one that you produced that you were talking about has some form of the albino gene in it.
Well, it's het for albino.
Oh, that's you know that.
Or not albino, but ultramel.
What up, brother Vance?
What up, Stan? What's up, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
What up, brother Tommy?
It's John. What up, Tommy?
I'm sorry about forgetting you in the chat, dude. I just didn't say you. Feel bad.
No,
But I just didn't see it. I don't got my glasses on, so I got a somewhat of an excuse, but it's no excuse.
Tommy, you doing the Kissimmee show in 2 weeks? Let me know.
Kissimmee show.
Let me know. Kissimmee. Let me know.
The Kissimmee show.
Yes, sir.
You kissing me?
Might as well say Orlando because it's like, a rock throw. You hit Orlando. So same thing to me.
Vance, have you had any like snakes with red eyes that were surprised?
Why would you not?
Vance? Does nobody hear me?
Yeah, I
hear you. Vance, you
I
can't hear Ken?
I can't hear you, Ken. No, it was cutting out on my end. But now you seem fine.
All right. What do you think about the red-eyed things? You have any experience with it?
With the snakes?
Yeah.
No, not a lot, to be honest with you.
No, I don't know if maybe you just didn't get the whole gist of the conversation. But RGI, the episode they had tonight, right before I came on, was about red eyes being and coming out of snakes that don't have any form of albino in them.
Hold on, Ken. You're cutting out on my end.
Is it me? Am I cutting out on your end, guys?
You're good for me.
I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna pop back in.
All right.
I'm thinking what's happening is that people are like clicking on the link from Instagram in the chat or something. And it's because when I do that, it fucks my like everything up. Like I can't hear shit. They can't hear me. I have to email it to me to get it to where it don't do that.
Nice, Jamie. Congrats.
That's cool.
Got your little egg.
Did you see any veins in it, Jamie? You got to use a flashlight on your phone and set the
egg.
Yeah, those things are weird though. They'll lay like 1 or 2 eggs and then wait a month or 2 and then lay another 1 or 2. They're strange. But they're not big animals, so that makes sense. What are you waving at? I didn't hear you, Stan. What's going on tonight? This is weird.
So I can hear you fine. I don't know. I'm over here going through the comments, like commenting back, but I can hear you just fine. Everything's seamless on my end.
Stan's like waving and stuff. I don't know. Maybe he's froze now. I don't know what's going on.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Stan.
Why is everything so weird?
Well, anyway,
I'm glad I didn't say this was the first of some show because it's starting out like hell. We're at 0, so it's all good. Oh, shit. What as we talk about backstage? Rats. Let's talk about rats. It's interesting to always talk about rats.
Rats,
the little stinky bastards that we feed our snakes.
Yeah, I love rats.
Well, how do you think's the most important thing to get your rats growing and in sync?
I'll let Vance answer that because Vance has been doing it a lot longer than me, and Stan would know more.
Stan knows a lot. I actually learned quite a bit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
All right, don't talk shit about Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. Who
I've
cares
learned
if he sucked dick for coke?
a lot of protein.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I just listened to Stan and Justin and Jesus and Vance too. But like Vance said, he's learned everything. A lot of everything.
You can give him some sweet potato every now and again. That'll keep him nice and hydrated. Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
No, he just went backstage.
I'll give him vegetables, black oil bird seed, rat food mix, dog food, and mealworms.
Get rid of the dog food and use Nature's Blend. It's like a chicken scratch, but it's got a lot of grain in it. It's not just corn. It'll be cheaper than the bag of dog food, and you can mix the black sunflower seeds right in with it.
Nice.
Just put a big scoop of it in the corner of the tub.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
You can mix the mealworms right into it.
Because I've seen it.
You can pick it up usually at like Yeah, sometimes you can get it at Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
I've seen most grain stores that have it.
I seen it over there, and I was wondering about it. I was like, man, I wonder if I could use this stuff for like the rats. So that's interesting you said that.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. You could. I mean, I'm not saying you can't use dog food. I just prefer not to because most of the rodent food is already made from a dog food company, anyways.
Yeah, and when I do dog food, but they get just a little bit of it. Like I don't give them a ton of dog food. They get it once a day, but just a little bit. Their main thing that they get is like the rat mix, the black oil seed, and then they get like some mealworms.
Yep.
And then vegetables too on top of that, like here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like not to use a bunch of dog food at least.
Yeah, like I was telling
Stan, I want to check that out. What you're talking about, that scratch.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that scratch too. But I was telling Stan, I really only give the dog food when and it's like high protein feed store dog food. It's not like Gravy Train or none of that.
What up, Fred?
But I'll only give it to them when they get weaned. Like right when they wean, I'll like crunch some up and throw it in there, and then I'll give it to the mothers. To where, because y'all freaked me out when y'all were talking about the mothers are eating my young because they're not getting enough protein afterwards or whatever. And I have noticed when I use that dog food, they don't fucking mess with them babies. They don't fucking try to eat them or anything. But I am definitely going to look into that scratch. So where does your source of protein stand? Like, does that scratch have protein in it?
Yeah, of course it does. It's got natural grain in it.
Okay, so
it's not like giving them just corn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's a mix.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Called Nature's Blend. It pretty much sounds like a mix to me.
I'm sure they got it at the feed store down here in Alabama. I'm gonna go get me about a 50-pound.
I mean, when I used to have my chickens, I used to go to the grain store and buy all the grain loose and mix it myself in a garbage can.
Yeah.
I never bought like the pre-made bag, 50-pound bag. I just went to the store, 5 pounds of this, 8 pounds of that, 6 pounds of this, 10 pounds of that. Just went home and mixed it in a garbage can. That's all they got was straight grain and walk around in the yard and eat whatever bugs they find in the yard.
Well, that picture I sent, I just spent like 120 at the feed store. I went kind of crazy, but I was like, I need some black old sunflower seeds. The dude was like, all right. He rang it up. It was $20, right?
And like he brought out bag, right?
A 50-pound bag, son. Yeah, I was like, God damn, what's that? The horse pellets? He said, no, that's the fucking seed. I said, I ain't never had so much goddamn seed in my life, son. He looked at me. He said, what the fuck you gonna do with this, boy? I said, I'm feeding the rats, baby.
I'm feeding rats for my dinner.
Well, he's got
like that's a lot of seeds.
They're all like we're used to people eating rats here in Alabama.
He said that he's got 6 customers that buy the rat food, the Comblock rat food, and he was wondering what the fuck they did with it.
He just canceled the dorsal.
Well,
6 customers, so you're not the only customer in town.
I know, but dude, you can't. And like I was saying earlier, the people that are around when you try to talk to them, or like I'm talking about, like I'm texting them, like I want to buy your shit. I want to go out to dinner. Let's go.
You got to go to the local. You got to go to the local hub and pick up something, and then ask them why you're there, man. Anybody else pick up rodent or reptiles? They'll tell you. They'll tell you right away.
Well, we don't really have a lot of like the hub here is fucking PetSmart.
What up, homie?
Justin?
We don't have a reptile store or a fish store or nothing like that. It's all like PetSmart or Pet Supermarket or what the fuck.
You don't have nothing?
No, dude, nothing. I've been wanting to open up a reptile shop here for like aquatics and reptiles, but it's so goddamn expensive to do that. Like people don't understand. Like just to be able to have the money to buy the inventory is a lot. Not to mention the insurance, the fucking building.
So everything. So you can get.
I don't know.
So you pretty much your cost out of pocket would be the building, your electric, and your rent, whatever, right?
Yeah,
your license, obviously. But most of that stuff, like when you're dealing with aquatics and reptiles, you can get up with one of those reptile places, and they give you, like, as long as your credit obviously is good, they give you everything on the front, and then you just pay your bill off. It was a lot about because not a lot of people are going to go out and I got $500,000.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
You know,
I was seriously thinking about it with the dude that breeds crested geckos here, as we were going to do it all. We were going to sell rodents and everything, make it because no one around here sells that shit, and we were going to make a killing. And it's just the money, but really it's the demand, because where I live, it's not like it's Atlanta or somewhere, hopping like Florida. There's nobody really, people around here don't really keep reptiles like that. You know what I mean? And I was wondering if it was going to be, my big deal was, is it going to be able to sustain being able to be open at least? Not even to be able to.
Man, you better slide up out of hillbilly country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to move back to Atlanta, dude.
I don't know about Bama.
You gotta slide up out of hillbilly country. You gotta come back to the wilderness,
If I lived in Birmingham, Alabama, or Mobile, Alabama, yeah, it would probably be a good investment, because you have more people per in the city, you know what I'm saying? So it's guaranteed you're gonna make some money, but there's no reptile store in the sense you can't go anywhere around here and buy fucking driftwood or spider wood, or if you do, you're going to PetSmart and you're paying fucking $40 for a little bit.
What up, Rudy?
Wood, It kind of sucks.
What up, Rudy?
Where are you at?
I'm in Prattville, Alabama, which is like 20 minutes from Montgomery, which is crazy because Montgomery is the fucking capital of Alabama.
Yeah, capital of Alabama.
But it's not what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's still some backwoods ass bullshit around here.
What he's saying is, don't blink, you're past the capital.
Exactly. Look, I'm from Atlanta, right? Big ass skyscrapers and shit. When I moved to Alabama, my dad was driving me, and he was like, "This is the city." And I was looking around, and I was like, "This ain't no fucking city." I was like, "What are you talking about, old man? This ain't no city. This is fucking, where's the skyscrapers?" And he pointed to a fucking hotel, and it was like 7 or 8 stories. And I was like, that's Nana's house is that big. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you talking about?
Nana's house that big.
Crazy ass.
Because I've seen trees bigger than that.
That's right.
Right?
For real, dude. Well, if you ever want to have a good time and go down the river, though, hey, this Podunk town's got some good fishing and shit, you know.
Hell yeah.
Good hunting, too, if you like that.
I'm not a hunter anymore. That's too much work.
Man, I want to shoot me a wild boar with my crossbow. I'm not going to lie.
I just like being in the woods, you know.
No, I'll just set a salt lick out there and whack a deer down with my crossbow. That's about my biggest hunting.
Man, that's why you see that's cheating, man. That's like putting food right in front of your. That's like putting food in front of your blind or your tree stand.
They made it legal. They made it legal.
That's cheating.
You can hunt over corn. It's legal.
Man, all you gotta do is walk out in the woods. And you should be able to see where they're going back and forth on the trail.
Corn, Justin. Throw that corn. Make it rain.
You don't need to feed them.
You know how many almonds get straight up black here at all hours of the night around here?
We slather peanut butter all over the trees under our stands.
Nice.
Peanut butter and honey.
Well, you try that up north and get caught, you'll never hunt ever again.
Oh yeah,
you don't even have a firearm
you
anymore.
have to. You have to buy a license. You definitely have to
see you out there tossing that corn here. You'll for sure be right in life. You better be.
Y'all don't have it where y'all can hunt
that shit.
Yeah.
You have to buy a certain license in Alabama, but I'm pretty sure you can hunt over corn in Florida. You just have to have the right permit and pay the extra money for it. You can't.
You could.
Well,
you
in Pennsylvania, if you own a farm, you got the right to crop damage hunt.
But they can't be in your visible sight, right, Justin?
No.
That's right. Okay, I know what you mean. There's a lot of laws like that where you can have corn feeders, but they can't be in your visible shooting sight.
That I'm pretty sure I asked my cousin, but I'm pretty sure on our property out there in Stark, like we only put the feed up like when hunting season's not in season, more or less. And that way it just draws them to that spot all the time. That way when season does come, the feed's down and then we could just hunt and they're gonna 9 times 10 be attracted. You go out there some handfuls, you toss some handfuls, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
make it rain a little bit.
Y'all probably use the old school feeders, the fucking plastic PVC pipes duct taped to a tree.
No, we had my cousin's got a big old feeder that automatically drops and shit. He's got a camera on it and stuff.
Fancy.
Oh yeah, that's
fancy. Boy, it's fancy.
We got like
I could put donuts out there and draw the air.
Stand in the tree, so it's pretty dope.
Oh shit! In Texas, they'll pay you to kill them fucking hogs.
All right, well,
you can run feed.
They hate them fuckers in Texas. They're bad in Florida too. I heard. Wild boars, wild hogs.
Yeah, wait till this shit drops, and then I use my oil and you use your
about 300.
Oh man, listen, man, you be going home sometimes, and they'd be standing on the side of the road just eating grass, wild hogs. 4 or 5 of them together. They don't even care.
I'm pretty sure you can shoot them all year round.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can here too. They're a nuisance. So
and then turn into like a rhino.
Yeah, they'll charge right at you. They don't have a problem with that, bro.
Get them to fuck off my property.
They'll run at you.
Yeah,
they don't care.
They don't
Man,
give a shit.
I ain't never had one run at me, but I guess I just got lucky because I've heard some horror stories, but I ain't never had one fuck with me.
They've killed people.
I stink worse than them pigs ever could imagine.
Go nuts on you. Get you down the ground and gore your ass.
That's crazy too. You could just have a pig, and then if you throw it out into the wild, it'll turn into a boar, grow its tusk and all that.
That's all a pig is a domesticated boar.
Yeah.
For sure.
I didn't know
it's
that.
a cleaner boar.
Yeah, for sure. They bred the hair off them bastards.
Bred the hair off of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like some hair on it.
Oh, I hear you, baby. Hey, now. I like that.
Just saying.
Pause.
I don't think that's a pause-worthy moment.
I don't think so either. A little muff never hurt nobody, Stan. Give him a break.
Yeah, a little bush never hurt anyone.
Bush Light.
I don't like Bush Light. Bush Light sucks.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
Ken's a
Bush
Mike's
Light
hard.
sucks.
Ken's a Mike's hard lemonade type guy.
Yeah.
No, I am not.
He drinks them fucking Sea Rock things. What are
No,
them little?
I take him for a summer shandy type of guy.
Oh man,
He was there. He
I don't
last
like
year in
any of them
Daytona, he
micro
was asking the guy
beer type
at the
shit.
liquor store for
No.
Zima.
All right,
Yeah,
he's
y'all
a
guys
Zima.
don't have
He likes
Zima?
that Zima.
I consider it.
I would drink Zima if they still sold it in the gas stations. I ain't gonna lie about it. That shit was
Oh,
good as
man.
hell.
That was my mom's drink.
That shit was good as hell.
They're even better.
Zima.
That shit's
Budweiser and
horrible.
Zima is what I started drinking on, y'all.
Whew.
Budweiser.
I hate Budweiser.
Oh, Van's
That
down
shit
there.
was
It's
good.
like, give me a 12-pack of that hams over there.
Yeah.
12-pack of hams.
I ain't
Only
I-
$3.99 a 12-pack. Serve
I
it
was
up,
drinking
baby.
my uncle's Budweiser, girl.
Yeah, I used to drink Budweiser and a couple others. Sometimes Coors Light.
Like
You look like a
watching
Budweiser.
Jeff from Celtic Ball sit there and drink that Pabst Blue Ribbon on air sometimes turn my stomach because I can't see how I can drink that
Pabst
PBR.
Blue
Little
Ribbon
PBR.
is the best
There's
cheap beer.
PBR magic.
Man.
PBR is the best cheap beer they ever make. Okay,
But
I'll be right back.
you can get a tall boy.
Right.
You can get a
You know,
tall boy of PBR for $1 in Atlanta at some of the bars. It is totally worth it.
Like
Dude,
I
we
hated
used to
that
buy
Bud Ice
generic
and
beer
shit.
when we was
Oh,
kids.
Uh, Bud Ice.
30-pack,
That
white
shit is
box
trash.
beer on it. The cans were white with black beer on it. That's what we bought for the people who showed up at the party that didn't have money to pitch in. Here, you could drink the beer,
The generic beer.
Nice.
the generic beer.
Damn.
You
That's
get
Walmart. That's that Kmart beer, bitch.
He just said beer on the can. It didn't have a brand. It said beer.
I tell you what, though, it was better
the
than that for life.
It was shit they
Anything
used for
better than that,
movies,
yeah.
prop shit, you know?
Jesus Christ. You were drinking can liner if you were drinking that shit.
I don't mind the wide mouth Mickey's grenades. They were, pretty decent when I was younger.
Well, now that's malt liquor. That's different.
That's like my brother. He'll drink them 211s, and that shit's fucking gross.
That's
bro.
gross.
That
That's
shit-
stripper beer. That's what strippers drink.
disgusting ass.
Fucking
shit.
OD and Colt 45.
OD?
See, I grew up drinking
Mickey's-
shit like
I
that.
fuck with
You
some
know,
Mickey's now.
What up, Greg?
Come on.
King Cobra, 40 ounce of King Cobra. You know what I'm saying? Who in the chat knows about that OG shit, King Cobra, boy?
I see that Mickey's ice in the fucking glass bottle, the big old little quarts.
Yeah,
I
malt
used
liquor.
to drink
Ugh.
the Colt 45 because it came in a wide mouth. Like I didn't like the OD because it had the little, top.
Yep.
So I'd get the Colt 45.
Was it a Colt? Was it a Colt 45 and 2 zigzags?
Well, usually we had a couple of
That's all
zigzags,
he need.
You heard, Mount?
and that's all we needed for a back country ride through the middle of nowhere.
Man, we could talk about beer all night, y'all.
I mean, I used to like beer. I'm not much of a beer drinker anymore. I get bloated before I get drunk. So I'm kind of a whiskey drinker when I drink, but I don't really drink all that much either, or even talk about whiskey.
I
That's
drink in my
what I used to say. I quit drinking. They're like, oh, yeah? Yeah, I went beer.
Yeah, I went to beer. I mean, them Stellas were tasting good down Daytona. I'll tell you that much. So, I mean,
Well,
if I buy a beer, I'll probably buy a fucking 12-pack of Stella because, I mean, that shit was good.
Now, if I go to the bar and I'm going to spend a little bit of money, I do like a Blue Moon and a nice cold mug with some, like, a little orange slice.
I knew you was going to say some orange with your Gosling having ass.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come on.
Talking about some.
that was
That's
the other
a
beer I
bougie.
used to drink was Blue Moon with an orange in it.
That's
Hell
a
yeah,
bougie
bro.
shit.
I
Y'all
put
are
that shit
bougie
up.
as hell.
I mean,
I
do
don't
you
give a
drink your
fuck.
Corona with limes too?
Do you squat when you pee?
Nope. I'm not a Corona guy.
Like peas,
I'm not a Corona guy. Stan likes
it.
Man law, no fruit in the beer.
No, what you got to do with a blue moon is put it in a mug and then drop a shot.
Most of your beer's made of fruit.
Yeah, drop a shot down there. That's what I'm talking about.
No fruit in the beer.
If you're going to do it, baby. That orange has no alcohol content.
I like Irish car bombs. I like flaming Dr. Peppers.
Me too.
Any shot that you drop a shot down in a drink is good.
He's like, the beer ain't good enough. I want the heavy stuff.
That's why I can't drink no more, because I go overboard. I'm like, fuck all the oranges and limes. Just give me the Patron bottle. Fuck the salt. You know what I mean?
was only just vodka.
Hey, brother.
Okay, my brother.
Football as well.
What's up, Bosa?
I seen one of them videos to how to make espresso martini, and I saved it. And I think this year at Christmas, that's what I'm going to make, espresso martinis.
Well, you got a ways away to practice.
No, that's what I mean. I'll buy it once, and then I'll tweak it, and I'll perfect it. By Christmas, it'll be great.
So Alex she likes a good martini. They're not too bad. They're just like, to me, I could just fucking drink that shit like that. So
I don't like them.
You have to give me a big martini.
Give me a fucking 6 of them.
I'm not trying to sip that little shit, bro. I will fucking gulp.
Well, I mean, them glasses they serve a martini in really only holds like a shot and a half after they put ice in it.
It's not much. It's vermouth, olive juice, olive, and then obviously the vodka or whatever. But there's something else in there, I believe. I know vermouth, I believe, is in there.
I don't know. I'm not a big martini guy. I'm usually straight up on the rocks.
Mission's giving all kind of drink recipes.
Martini. There's not enough in a glass.
I have to take pictures of this shit. A root beer floaty buddy.
Root beer schnapps. Down here is root beer float.
Beer square.
I mean, we had a couple of them we did back in the day. Of course, the Jaeger bomb. I mean, who hasn't done the Jaeger bomb? I drank so many Jaeger bombs. That ain't even funny. I can't even count.
Good, James Perry.
What up, James?
What up, James?
So does anybody have any snakes coming in? I got one coming in tomorrow, actually, that I'm pretty excited about.
So do I.
You do
I'll
too,
have
man.
it probably by the middle of March. It just needs to get warm enough to come in.
Well, mine's coming in Thursday. I meant they're shipping it tomorrow. My bad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, still getting one this week. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that badass boa. I'm so fucking excited.
I'm supposed to get the shirt that I'm keeping from the Vance's Thunderdome. I'm supposed to get it in Friday. I got a tracking number for it. So I get my championship shirt in.
Yeah. Yeah, I had so many different pictures I was looking at and trying to pick the best one. And there was a lot of good ones too. I was like, man, I got to pick something or I'll be here for the next year trying to decide on which one.
Adios mofo is gin rum vodka. Well, that's starting like a Long Island iced tea. Just take the cockeroo out or however you
cockeroo out.
That blue chew? You put blue chew in there and a splash of
take
Sprite?
that out.
Literally one shot.
That's almost like a Long Island iced tea.
That calls for a good night, boys. I'll tell you what.
If you are still erected after 4 hours, call a physician. I think that's more like you need to call another hoe.
Yeah, you need to call a whore.
I need this thing completed, man.
Your work is not done.
Too much pressure.
We used to go to this bar, like I'm talking 15 years ago. Like we go there every Friday.
Was it by the truck stops, Ken?
No, it was down.
Okay.
It was like a college
bar.
They would have these things called monkey boys, and they were liquor pitchers. And on Friday night, they was $5. So we would go there and drink 2 of them and be fucking house. Well, a couple nights, you get 4 and you had a good night. That's basically what they did. they would pour a little vodka, a little rum, a little gin, a little vodka, a little juice, and top it with pop. I mean, and yeah, them things kicked your ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
Liquor pitchers for $5 though. We had a blast.
Oh my god!
But they filled it like up to the top with ice. Like, so I say a liquor, a liquor pitcher, that's a regular pitcher, but they go like that and fill that thing with ice. So like it's half water right off the start. You know what I mean? Because by the time you get done drinking it, you order one for yourself. I mean, I always just carried around and drank out of the pitcher. I mean, why not? I didn't pour no glass. Drink it like a big glass of liquor.
God.
Y'all are funny.
The girls would funny.
You would like the rum buckets over here on Beachside then.
Rum bucket. Give me my rum bucket.
It's got like 3 different kinds of rum in it, bro. You drink 2 of those and it's a wrap.
Up here in St. Patty's Day, they have these things called fish bowls, and they're like, I don't know, probably about a little bit rounder than a softball, and like 6 inches high. And on St. Patty's Day, they have some kind of blue liquor in them. I mean, and they're all around State College. I mean, by the end of the night, they're everywhere. But now they do green ones. They started out blue, but now they're green. And there's only 2 bars that sell them, but they probably sell like 10,000 of them on St. Patty's Day weekend.
That's all right. That's all right, Greg. It'll feel better tomorrow. Your liver will feel fine tomorrow.
That's hypnotic.
My liver hurts talking about it, Greg, for sure.
Drink a glass of water before you go to bed.
It turns green.
Damn it.
I bet you that's what it is. It's hypnotic and Hennessy.
That's called the Incredible Hulk. Hypnotic and Hennessy.
Yeah.
I thought you was about ready to say hypnotic in Tennessee.
And I almost did. Tennessee, you know what I mean.
Tennessee Vols.
No, we ain't going to no fucking Rocky Top.
Rocky Top. I'm saying
Rocky Top by the time we get done drinking them one of them nowadays, but nah, I'm good. No need to try that.
Right.
They still have them. I mean, I was uptown probably like last year, and I went by there and on a Friday night, and it said Monkey Boys $15.99, and I was like, "Yep, that's about right." 3 times the cost. I'm surprised they're not $20 by now.
Right.
Those are good old days.
the good
When you
old
get
days.
lids and shit like that for cheap. What was it?
No, we'd get lit, like drunk as fuck, stumble into the burrito place and eat a burrito as big as our head. And then
That's a big burrito.
sometimes we would go stumbling up through the frat parties to see if there was any of the pussies out partying. Because we might have called them pussies, but if they invited us in, we usually went. Or we just called like a taxi to take us home. But like after a while, we had a friend that was like on standby. We gave him $50 and then gave him $20 for gas for coming to get us. And, you know, like right on cue. So it was just like $75 for the whole crew of us. Hell yeah, we don't care.
Hell yeah.
So he was Uber before Uber then, huh?
What's that?
He was Uber before Uber.
Yeah, I got an Uber in place before Uber was in place. Like we never drive. Like I had one DUI when I was 22, and I was just like, I'm not doing it no more. Like, no. Won't say that I never did it from that point on, but it was always like, if I'm doing this, I got to, you know, really be into doing this. Woke myself up, made sure I was good. You know, didn't half fall asleep, had the windows down the whole way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There was precautions.
I definitely back in my day had some one night driving, trying to focus, get home.
Yeah,
double lines, triple, fucking shut up. Trying to
I'm not even gonna say what I did because I'm not that old yet, and the statute of limitation hasn't run up. So we're not even gonna go there. But it was fun.
Nah, I've been good for the last 10 years probably, but
Right.
15, 20 years ago, I mean, hell, 27 years ago, because when I first come up here, I was 19 years old, and I was a hellion then.
He's still a hellion. Don't let him fool you.
I will say that the snakes have helped
I'm a
me
boring ass hellion then.
down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go out every fucking night. Well, I have a kid. That really changed my life, but you know, I have a lot more animals now too, and my life is dedicated to my daughter and my animals. So it helped me for sure because I was doing some crazy, hanging out with some rowdy ass people. You know what I mean? And I'd probably be in jail right now for some stupid shit. You know. So thank God for reptiles. You know, and dogs.
When I started realizing that, especially in this area here, the State College area, you're definitely guilty by association. I started really caring about who I hung out with, because if they see you hanging out with the drug addicts, they know you're a drug addict. Like it's simple. It's easy to be a cop, but like yeah. So I don't hang out with many people because most people are fucking.
It's good, bro.
What up, bro?
What's up, bro?
I call Ro Mr. Puppy Pads because that puppy pad I do, he got.
You talk about them goddamn puppy pads every time.
Man, you better leave booty short Row alone, bro.
Come short shorts. Short shorts.
Oh, booty
Hey,
shorts over there.
I fucking agree with the
Wear
kind of
short
shorts. I don't know if
shorts.
you can see, but they're barely above the knee.
God damn, hang on.
I like them. I'm with you in the short shorts, Ro. Nice
It's the
airflow.
old wrinkly thing.
I seen something hanging out the bottom. I was gonna say,
Like
Justin, it looked like
that
a
Adam
pruned up
Sandler movie.
razor.
It might have slipped out, and I'm sorry if it
He's
did.
like,
I
"Did you see
mean,
his balls?"
I don't like wearing underwear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's gonna be like, you know.
Did it really
exactly
slip
what
out?
It's gonna be like.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch. It didn't come out.
I didn't see it, but I can only imagine it looked like a little prune, like a little
I'm getting
dried up
canceled.
prune.
Did. I'll be canceled.
You're gonna be known as the old man that the old wrinkly balls that the kids see.
Hey,
you know?
they ain't wrinkly. They're saggy. All right.
Reptile podcast, balls.
OMG.
Yeah, puppy pads. That's the shit. I love it.
Right.
I mean, I give Ro all the credit every time I talk about it. I'm like, Ro 5.0
He
down there.
He does for sure.
His puppy pads. I love it.
Yeah, I remember when he mentioned it that day. I was like, man, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
I mention it a lot. I like it.
And then, like you said, it holds on to the moisture and everything.
We've always used them for iguanas.
Moisture down. You ain't got to change it every day.
Yeah. I was growing up, we had iguanas. Like my dad always had an
towels.
iguana, you know,
Right.
and it would use the puppy pads just like a dog, you know, and it was pretty sweet. So, I mean, I've been using them as long as we can remember, but not for snakes. Because I thought about it, but I was wondering about the water. If it gets in it, will it make it kind of, you know, like.
You're wondering if it's like a kid's diaper, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I knew where you was going with it. I knew.
Because you have to cut it to fit the tub, and I'm wondering if that compromises it. I don't know. I've never tried it with snakes.
I mean, it works better than the paper towels do and stuff. You know, it holds together better. I imagine it would
suck.
False.
It would get mushy and fall apart. But
paper towels don't suck. Well, hold up.
Hold
up. What kind of paper towels you talking about? You talking about white paper towels or natural?
White.
The
paper
white
towels.
ones with the ridges that pull apart.
No. Yeah, those suck. Justin, grab the roll right there by you and show them.
The brown ones, old brown ones, like from school.
Show them, Justin.
Not the old dirty brown.
I tried those, and it was like they were like mushy and fucking falling apart.
Nope, the ones Justin picks up. work.
Bro, I think the
best,
mics
bro.
were just coming from fucking Reptiles-Kenn.
Those right there work the best.
I got the chipper.
That's what I was using.
You can wet those right there, and they'll dry out in a day or so, and they'll be fine.
Well, maybe that works pretty good too.
Yeah,
I don't know what brand. I don't know what brand they are, but I know they work great.
Well, you can get a roll of them from probably a supply company for like $20.
But I do a little cocoa up front and the paper towels in the back. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Nice.
I do the cocoa right behind the water bowl, so when you shut the drawer and the water splashes, it splashes on that little cocoa and not on my paper towels and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hate to say that about Reptiles-Kenn a lot, but it's the truth. I mean, Roe had a problem with it breaking out with getting mites with the Reptiles-Kenn, and
I freeze ours.
That's why I stopped using Reptiles-Kenn, because I kept getting mite breakouts. I haven't seen a single fucking bug since I went to the chipper.
I don't want to say that I haven't had it because I don't want to jinx myself, knock on wood, but I haven't never had it with Reptiles-Kenn. I've never had any problems. I mean, yeah, the substrate will mold. Of course, any substrate will mold if it stays soaking ass.
You know what I do? I don't
no ventilation,
wet it like they tell you to.
Never had bugs.
Break it apart. Just rip that shit apart. If you can get the chipper, you could break it all apart. It comes apart. It's not real compact. It takes time to do.
Yeah, but why don't you get the bales of cocoa to go? Why would you buy the chip? Why would you get the chipper?
I don't necessarily like the cocoa to go. I mean,
to me, it looks better. I mean, I've never tried it. I can tell you I've tried the chipper and it's a no bueno on my end.
It molded quicker for me, the cocoa to go. I could leave that shit in there for a month and spot clean and have no mold everywhere. I just started out dry. I break it apart, started out dry, and then I'll put the fucking squares in there. The what's it called?
I don't know. Special squares.
The yellow square.
You're not allowed to say that, Stan.
I don't know, man. He's talking about blue chew and rose sparkles, red and blue.
Yeah,
squares. Cut little squares of hot shots and put
hot shots in there, and I'll just throw them in and mix it up, And then what else I throw in there, or I'll mist it with the chlorhexin. Like every once in a while, I mix it with the chlorhexin, but then when I put it in the thing, I mist it with just regular water.
We're talking about the blue chlorhexidine.
Yeah, I mix it and I mist that while it's in the tub. And I'm not using it to keep it moist a little bit.
I mean, I never really have to do anything like that, dude. I don't know. I have a lot of ventilation on my tubs, so I have to spray it more than it's getting the chance to be moldy.
Yeah, and then I just spray it down every day. And
I can't remember ever having bugs. I had wood mites one time when I bought a long time ago, but it wasn't for the ball pythons. It was for the rat snake. It was that fucking PetSmart jungle forest floor or whatever, like the mulch type shit.
Yeah.
I had wood mites from that, and they got into my substrate for my ball python. But, that was, that sucked. But it's wood mites. They can't, kill the snake. So I took care of that.
Bug. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, no, but I don't really have any bugs, thank God. That's a problem I don't want to have. So
when I was using Reptiles-Kenn, it was like every time I turned around, I fucking seen a bug. And I was really starting to freak out. I mean, I had them on paper. I was fucking treating them with the fucking, that spray, that prevenamite. I was trying everything and they just stayed the fuck away. So I switched substrates and I don't have them now.
I know people that put strips in the tank, in the bin with the snake, like the fucking pest strips. And I'm like, damn, dude,
that's what I do now. They're right.
I haven't ever had to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if you have to do that, then you need to reevaluate your room or something, because you shouldn't have to have pet strips in with a bin. You wouldn't think that you would need that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I live right off the woods too. We have a lot of bugs around here, so that's
shit,
why somehow.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I have bugs that come in the
around my
house,
house in the
but
summer.
I don't have it. It's a difference between a wood roach coming in because it's cold out, when the door's open, and an infestation of bugs in your reptile room, to where you have to feel like you have to have a pest strip in each bin. Like, I don't know. I think that's excessive.
I mean, it's like I said, I started doing it because I started getting them every 2 to 3 months. I would open now it was never infested through the whole collection because as soon as I seen it in one tub, I treated. There was always just 1 or 2 snakes that had them, and I was just like, no, I ain't dealing with this. So, well, I mean, it's going, Ro. I got some pairings. I think I have one that's just gave me its pre-lay shed because it got real fat last week and now it's shedding this week. So I think in about a month I'm going to have eggs on a chance to hit hypo clowns. So we'll see how
I'm
that goes.
reevaluating my shit. My Pistave fire just fucking croaked today.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, it's a bummer, yeah, and I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. It was healthy. It just,
Right.
I figured it was going off of food because it was, ovulating or whatever, but it wasn't ovulating. It wasn't going off of food because of that. It was going off food because it was dying apparently, and it just wasn't showing any signs. And me and Ken were talking about that. It's like sometimes it just happens like that. I mean, you'll have a snake. I've had snakes in the past that are literally eating on schedule. They're gaining weight. And then one day I go in there and they're on their back. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's a game
Part
you
of
play
it.
if you have 20, 30, 40, 50 snakes.
That's the thing. It's like humans. I mean, if you got 10 people, I mean, yeah, there might be that one that dies eventually and sometime way down the road another person. But when you get into 50 or 100 people,
there's casualties. Yeah.
Yeah. So the more snakes you got, the more you're going to have that happen. Like, I've had quite a few that have passed throughout my life. I mean,
well, if you can see the symptoms, it's easier to treat that. But reptiles are so fucking hard, especially like bearded dragons. Like Justin's got all them bearded dragons. Bearded dragon is one of the hardest fucking animals I've ever had to pinpoint that it's sick. I had a bearded dragon that went through brumation for the first time one year, and I was freaking out. You know what I mean? Freaking I thought it was dead, dude. Like I thought that it was dying. I rushed it to the vet.
It's not moving.
And it wasn't at all. It was like arms out, fucking spread eagle, dead. I was like, this motherfucker. But he would, kind of open his eyes. But anyway, they're hard to tell because it had a respiratory infection when we first got it.
Nick was over there giving it mouth to mouth. He's like, oh, come on, little guy, come on.
He's like, look, I'm like a bear. I'm trying to sleep. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, these animals are hard to tell. And if they're not foaming out of the mouth or showing some kind of signs, it is hard as fuck to know.
I don't know. I think they're pretty hardy animals, man. My sit outside all year long. They fuck with bugs and shit. They don't give a fuck. They eat the freaking.
What's up, Jamie?
No, I'm not saying they're not hardy. I'm saying,
what's up, Jamie?
If they do have an illness, a lot of times it's too late before people realize it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The thing is what is it? The adenovirus. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Nido.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But Alex knows what it is. But there's a big one with
1 week off last week, and I felt
Nido is not the same.
So
Nido's not the same.
I came back, and we're just gonna do.
Yeah, it's not the same as the Dino.
Yeah,
it's not the same for the.
Are you talking about the thing that's in boas and or pythons?
No, bearded dragons.
Yeah, this is for bearded dragons. How they're mass produced in like big farm stuff. Like if one gets it, then all of them get it more or less. So like a lot of people say like don't buy bearded dragons from like your PetSmarts and shit like that where they're mass produced, more or less, because they get it. I'm pretty sure it's the adenovirus. I could look it up and figure out more though. Actually, let me figure this. But yes, it's all from mass production.
What up, Derek?
Because it can fuck you up. And I tell them, don't buy a bearded dragon from PetSmart or none of that shit. Because
that's where ours came from. Actually, was PetSmart.
We're getting ready to end things.
Probably why it was sick.
But it didn't die. Thank God. That bearded dragon lived for a long time. It's still alive today. I gave it to a kid at a show. I was selling it at a show, and the kid was like probably 10, and his dad was there, and they were kind of like, I don't want to say nerdy, but they were. He was a doctor, like an Asian doctor, and he was a little Asian kid. They were nerdy, family. And he was like wanting to do something nice for his kid. And my buddy was selling mealworms, like kits on how to breed them, like the bin system.
Right.
And man, that kid just won me over, man. He loved that fucking lizard. And every show I do in town in Montgomery right here, when they have like any of the show me shows or anything like that, they always come and bring that fucking dragon and let me see it. And it's so fucking big, dude. It's fucking huge. His name's Puff the Magic Dragon is why I named him. And they kept saying,
I just looked it up. It is the adenovirus. It's called adenovirus.
Adeno.
Pretty wicked shit, homie. And you can look it up. Like a lot of times it's pretty fatal. Like a lot of them don't make it through it. And some can live like, maybe a year with it, maybe 2 or 3 years with it, but they're not going to get the full term. And for sure, like you said, they're going to be sick. So.
Right.
All right. Well, we're going to play the sponsors video again before we get out. And then I got an outro. I want to see how it works. But,
fancy with it, bruh.
I got shit made, man. I mean, I took a week off and I felt weird. So like, we're just going to come back and do open panels, like until I get the other stuff done. But how we're going to do this is I'm going to play the sponsor video and then we're going to come say like our shout outs or whatever, like go around and say whatever. And then I'm going to play the outro. But here's the sponsor video. I appreciate all the sponsors. Thank you for your continued support. Shout out to US Sark. Stronger together. Stan, what you got for me, buddy?
US Sark, just like you said, baby. All day, every day. If y'all ain't a member, I don't know what you're doing. Come on. You know the deal.
Come on.
Anyhow, man. Thanks everybody for on the panel tonight. Appreciate y'all as always, fam. Everybody in chat, thanks for coming out tonight. Your time is valuable, so we appreciate you spending some time with us. Much appreciated.
Right on. Nick, what's up, dude?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's always fun.
Always welcome.
RWO on Thursday. Whose channel is it on?
Mine.
Ken. It's on Ken's.
Awesome. That's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna plug our show for Thursday.
We do. So go ahead. I could play the intro to it so the people could say it ahead of time. I got an intro for it too.
Damn, you got all kind of intros and outros. I can't wait to see what you make.
Here, let's see it. Let's check it out. I got bored. I got doing a lot of stuff.
I like it.
Justin, what's up? What you got for him?
I can tell everybody, keep your head up. Just a few bumps in a row. Thank you to everybody in the chat for coming out. And y'all have a blessed rest of the week. And I'll see everybody Thursday. Normal. So
don't be late, Justin. Be on time this week.
I can't promise that.
You heard?
I don't make promises I can't keep.
You heard?
Right.
Just be kind to somebody. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody keep on grinding, and thanks for everybody that came out in the comments and the chat. And thank you guys for having me on.
Always welcome. Like Stan said, don't be a dick. Hit the outro. We appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.
outro this bitch.
I got to make it longer.
You think?
I hit stream.
That's what she said.